episode 3 of Back to Work series presented to you by HR Catalogue, unfolding the role of HR during and post COVID 19. In today's episode, we will be talking to Mr. Subhransu Mohanty, Head of HR, Everest Industries Limited, and take a glimpse of how the manufacturing and the continuous process industry has managed and is still managing through the COVID crisis. Our guest today, Mr. Mohanty, is an HR expert with over 26 years of diversified experience in integrating HR with business, transforming traditional HR practices, and developing learning and performance driven cultures in various organizations like Kirloskar Oil Engines, Tata Autocom Systems Limited, and Everest Industries Limited. He has played a vital role in establishing an excellence center in the Chandigarh University that acts as a hub to promote new product development. He serves in the advisory board of leading B schools and also serves in various institutes as an industry expert like IIT Roorkee, NICMAR, NTPC School of Management, etc. So let's start the conversation. Hello, sir. I am very delighted to be joined by you, that is Mr. Subhransu Mohanty, Head of HR, Everest Industries Limited. A very welcome to you, sir. Thank you for spending time with us and choosing to share your experiences and insights on this critical subject. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Richa, for these interactions. Yeah, I'm also looking forward for this discussion.
So how did the announcement of lockdown affect the company?
Yeah, so as you know, we are in a building material space and most of our business involved in the projects and operations, bearing our support system, offices and all. So it has a different meaning for different set of activities. So yes, the announcement, all of you know that the announcement was very instant and really don't have time to give enough preparedness. Nevertheless, we could able to manage with a very shortest times. As far as the project is concerned, we have to stop the project and have to make sure that at least all our conditions, all our working conditions are safe, considering the upcoming times. Upcoming times, when you come back, we are in a safe, our security, our alert system has to be intact. And that is as far as the project is concerned. As far as the manufacturing is concerned, many of the building material space it is a continuous process as far as our fiber cement business is concerned. So it required some lead time to cover off that process in halt. We take a lot of efforts. Specifically, we allowed all the people who are in a hurry, those who are from outside and want to go back their home, particularly those who are in contractual and contractual sites. But nevertheless, our operation sites, there are many engineers, many supervisors who are a part and parcel of the organization, even they stay in the colony. So that will give us some advantage. With the help of that, we could able to bring up in a standstill positions so that so that our it is have a minimal impact to our machinery. When you keeping in mind that when you start off, everything is under normal condition. That was our priority. Yes. Okay. Of course, for offices and all, that was a normal phenomena for everybody. So we understand that there is alternatives.
So then, was it a difficulty? Though they were like in colonies, employees were in colonies near the manufacturing site. Was it really difficult to bring them to work when when they also know that there is a fear of life around? There's so much uncertainty, there is so much scare around, and when everybody is protecting their lives sitting at home, was it difficult for us to bring them to work?
Yeah, when you are looking for a shutdown, likely to be shut down to be happened, they know very well that it is a matter of 1 day or 2 days job. So a very short term. So challenge was not fear then. Challenge was more that availability of the people with many of them were willing and not willing. So how to manage with a limited resource. So that's what I say in my discussion that a lot of engineers, a lot of supervisors, a lot of managers, and the plant heads was a tough time then. How to uh, bring back to the normal position so that there will be a less or no impact when you start up. That was the priority as far as the manufacturing uh, plants are concerned.
So that is about when the lockdown was announced. Now slowly and steadily, as the unlock phase was announced, and now we actually had to resume all operations in its full capacity or the most optimum capacity. How did we manage bringing employees back to work in that situation?
Yeah, it is challenging for us also. It is not that easy. And when he was lockdown were called off, and when we were to restart with our businesses, so that comes with a lot of stringent regulatory. You know what are the guidelines? Because as you know, we are operating for almost eight state, and eight states is having eight uh, different guidelines. So it is more important what are the guidelines, even though there is a central guidelines, basic understandings are same, how to take social distancing, how to use mask, how to be careful, extra careful hand wash, sanitation and all, but the basic conditions remains. How do we maintain such conditions in while working? That was a critical. So and these conditions and the permits, when you start, every plant got a permission with the conditions. So they are not started with full fledged from the beginning. They are allowed with a 10% to start with. Uh, Many of the plants started with only the logistic parts, that whatever we have produced, because this is a season for us, and a lot of materials, finished products were lying in our manufacturing setup. Our first priority was that how to push that material to the market, and that time the logistics are also giving us a favorable, because the logistic was also coming up, and we take the advantage of using this logistics, and deeply penetrate to our all our retails and all. Idea is to reach the fast, and fortunately we could able to sell as much during this period as well. And as far as the money, first is that logistics, and second one was the manufacturing sides. On the manufacturing side, when you started manufacturing, it comes with a lot of stringent conditions. The biggest task was organizing the people. uh, Organizing people is the biggest challenge, because those people basically are skilled people for that role. It is There are two type of issues we faced. One is the people, number of people, and more importantly, the skill set people. Suppose a machine operator with a specific machines is not there, so it is very difficult to somebody else from other divisions to operate that, and particularly material handling. So it has an impact on our efficiency and productivity and so on, and quality as well. So the differential factor was the skill set, specific skill set, availability of the skill set. We are able to manage with the help of engineers and supervisors and all. And luckily, the work permit that way help us, because had it been operating for full fledged, no way we could have done it, because the permit was say 30%. So 30%, how the people are coming to the manufacturing, there is also guidelines. In a bus, they have a standard sitting facility. Uh, there is a standards for sitting arrangement. That windows has to be open. Sanitation is become a way of life. Then biometric. Many of the areas we have give away biometric, and all the sanitation was focusing on the sanitation. We had canteen, we had uh, lunch room, we had change room, or everywhere make as per the standards, so that the social distancing is maintained. And in the manufacturing also, there was a challenges maintaining social distances. So there we have decided, if there is there are challenges that two people has to be close together to work, otherwise they cannot perform. So then we make sure that he is well equipped with the PPE like in the uh, Corona warriors.
Mhm.
Our emphasis was there to how to communicate people. Not only there, because the workers, the officers stays only 8 to 10 hours maximum with us, including traveling time. Rest, he spent a lot of time with his family, and guiding him, supporting him, and get him aware. And with the help of our leadership teams, our chairman, vice chairman, our managing director, executive director, all senior leadership, and from my side, regular communication with a whatever the methodology of communication. We make a WhatsApp group, we make a Google Drive with the visual videos, we make videos of our leaders, because that is important. They will listen to them, so that what is right, what is wrong. Many of the times we make all the regional videos, what is right and what is wrong, how to avoid, and how to protect yourself. The idea is that we want to give a message that the way you want to protect yourself, in a other way you are protecting others. So that is a message we keep on repeatedly keep on giving these things. That, and also we want to share that we concern about you. So a lot of new practices which we have never thought we started, like our initiative of I Care You initiatives, social calling to the employees from my corporate office, from the plant, reaching out to each workman, each project team, each marketing team, so that they get a feel of belongingness, that my organization is concerned at this juncture. So this is how we have done a lot of communication was a key thrust for all the employees, uh, bringing them together and talking about the positive about concern. In this bad time, the organization and we are together to fight. Government of India has made a setu. Similarly, we have also made a Everest setu to review that what is the status in all over India, that was collected with the help of all my team at that is the warrior team at different projects, different plants, and dashboard updations, and communicating to the top management team on daily basis, that how many people are affected, how many people are got cured, how many people are sick. So all these status updations, so bang on this thing, because this requires a lot of giving a emphasis that as an organization we care to the people.
So, just to reaffirm, we had an entire team in place to take care one of the communication. And when you say "I care for you" initiative or a social calling initiative, which you just mentioned, so you mean to say that we called all employees at a regular interval of time to check with them how they are doing with their health, whether it is physical as well as the mental health or the emotional health while they are coming to work. Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah,
Wonderful. And when we are talking about this Everest Setu app, so we are trying to track how many infections have been recorded per day, as well as how many people have been cured on a daily basis.
yeah, yeah.
One question more about safety. So now safety, employee safety is no more the workplace safety that we used to think of, right? So it is more about safety beyond the workplace, that when a person moves out of the workplace, that is more a matter of concern than on the workplace, right? So
Correct.
when we are talking about people into logistics, as you said, we started our operations with logistics first. So, how did we manage the safety of those employees who are not coming to the workplace but they are on the run in the market? So, how did we ensure safety with these employees?
Yeah, you are raising a upcoming concern, which is we are facing this one, and also in future also we will be as an organization will be more sensitive. Our HR fraternity also look forward. This is our major drive to look forward, not only safety, industrial and road safety, rather the health and environment, doing the nukkad natak, giving the giving a awareness and campaign uh, with all this communicating in the community with banner, poster, reaching out to the nearby peripheral area of our plants. So creating a awareness among these things, and for our employees also, we share very how important is that when you start from your organization, am I okay? How do you check yourself that I am okay for work? I'm ready to work. What are these things? We have given a lot of penetrations on this particularly checklist. How do you check your oxygen level? How do you check your temperature and all the symptoms? Even a small symptoms, we say that we have to ask you to stay back and
Okay.
make quarantine. We give all the helps, and even we to deal with the scenario, we make specifically quarantine policy. So holidays, it was never there as a health policy. So we facilitate that. Look, don't worry about your salary and all. We take care of you. We will help you to first your health. First, when you are taking care of yourself, in a way you are taking care of your families and extended families. So these are the basic fundamental change in mindset, and we take it very very seriously and ruthlessly. Many of the time we started taking disciplinary actions. I mean, to many of the times you see that people use masks here, there is no meaning. So we ask all our digital cameras all across our logistics, our plants. All the seniors were started monitoring that facility in the digital way. We have shared to all the people, and we have monitors. Very senior people monitor plant-wise responsibility. This is a COVID in charge. Very senior people. As a vice president level, general manager level, you are responsible for this. Your job is to take care of it, because this is the critical factor for business. Suppose something happens, spread, you can't operate the business. That is the business reality. And second thing is that as um, as working in an organization, it is our responsibility to see our employees is protected. Organization, government is doing so much work. Why can't we do so as an organization? And through our CSR, with all peripheral, we started doing all the actions, desire work actions. So like our buses, people coming, for workers coming, officers coming, public transport, our own transport. We say that no public transport. People either come by motorcycle, we make a standards as per the regulatory. People coming by car, we make a standards. What to be? the desired requirements, you have to follow that desired requirement. People coming in company buses, we make very clearly this is a no seat. Nobody is allowed to sit. We make every bus a volunteer among them only, and make sure that they protect, they take care themselves, so that they, and give a message that it is for themselves. If they protect themselves, they can protect them and protect others. This is a message all across, like ventilations, no meetings are allowed inside, a lot of actions. We make all the rounds all across that how to move uh, in a while coming to these things for your punching and all. What are the social distancing you have maintained all the places, be at canteen, be at your changeover room or manufacturing facility. I already said that in how we have given all the PPE for those people, the security guard who has maximum contact with the people, the supervisor who has maximum contact, and the particularly the people who are likely to work close together. So they are also protected that way, and we take care. And a lot of process we have omitted. That okay, for these, if we can omit this process, it is okay.
One thing that definitely is worth knowing, that apart from the workplace safety, which you so nicely mentioned, that you have set protocols for safety, and whether it is related to transport, whether it is on the manufacturing unit, whether it is social distancing and everything. So you've set very nice protocols, but something that is new and good to know is that there is a checklist even when you're going out of the house, that
Yeah.
whether you are fit to go out of the house, and what is your temperature or oxygen level and stuff like that, that checklist that you've prepared, that is something really new and good to know.
And also for the marketing, I will add here that we make visibility of all the informations, easy access of this information. In our portal, we keep what is applicable for manufacturing, what is applicable for project team, what is applicable for my logistic team, what is applicable to my marketing team. Say like we make also change in our travel policy. We don't allow people travel in the public transport system. We say avoid the night stay. We say that we don't travel in the air. So a lot of changes we have built in our for pandemic, and to avoid the spread, we have made a lot of mandatory condition for inbuilt in our travel policy, and also standards for different category. So if our marketing persons meeting in a to a client visit, what are the protocol he has to opt. So all the things standards we have make sure that key it is rooted through. Training was a key for this time, because important is you make many things, but it is not understood the applications and how to use and how to take it in a positive perspectives, and particularly leaders talk, leaders involvement directly. This is all possible because of the digitizations, particularly Zoom call.
Correct, correct. Now, just to reconfirm, you mentioned that everything, every information around COVID, whether it is for marketing professionals, separately for logistics professionals, or separately for manufacturing professionals in the organization, is available on the portal. So do we mean the Everest Setu app? That's the
No,
portal you're talking about?
issue Setu app is specific to collecting information
Okay.
from a communication side. This is a digital platform where we share this information to all our employees. So there are variety of the employees. Our workers maybe or contractor workers are not able to access this information. So what we have done, we use this Google Drive platform, and we make all the WhatsApp number of all our worker, contractor workers. So make groups. Through groups, we share these informations. That is for workers and contractor workers. Those use extensively the phone. So that is we have done that way. And for our officers, we have Setu, and we have Lakshya is our internal portal. Through there, so all the videos of our senior leaders, our all the digital platform, all the communication we have inbuilt, and we also gather a lot of relevant videos publicly available and capture in a perspective that they can learn a lot of things and use. By using them they can be benefited. Apart from that, we have a lot of training and awareness campaign through digital platform, and also use the doctors that how I can, what is the protection, or how do I prepare myself for I know what is the preventive action I will take, so that from the health point of view, how do I manage stress? So we called a lot of doctors are there in our company listing plants. So we asked them to join the sessions and well prepared, take the questions, because many of the times we know the answer also, but a lot of anxieties are there asking the same question and again. So when they get an answer from a doctor, they got satisfied, like, look, I have a question and I got addressed. So that also help us. This is the idea that we give some space to our employee to speak out their problems. They also keep on addressing the issue, certain health related issue, directing to the which doctor to be go if it is having issue. It's not like that we don't have issue, you have an issue. So they also, the hospitalizations and the medical support. So we also make a group of our hospitals attached in the company, related to tie up with all the hospitals pan India level, available, accessible to with our website, helping them, the people that look, even you have a health problem, there is a access of information and there is a support system available in the organization.
Correct. So even the hospitals that the organization is empaneled with for health benefits of the employees, even they have been on board addressing sessions to the employees. One thing that you mentioned was that the concern or challenge that you faced was one, less number of people available, because you said you started with around 10% of staff to 30% of staff, and so on. So you had to also manage with a limited skill, which you rightly said that, yeah, number of people less is still manageable, but limited skill availability is a bigger challenge.
Yeah.
So how did you manage that?
See, we have the advantage with us that is the permission of 30%. So we use them, the people, effectively, that monitoring them, say like what are the availability with us. So then who are the people available with us, particularly the campus was a biggest advantage. And the workmen, those who are was very deeply attached to the company for a very long time and a very long timer. So they understand that, they realize that this is the scenario, we have to be there when the needs are there. So it is not that the organization, also the employee also wholeheartedly participated. And we have some challenges with respect to the contractual employees, like you have seen in the news, television and all. A lot of people run away with the scarcity with Bihar, Bengal, Odisha and all the migrant workmen. But that was for some time, say maybe 15 to 25 days. Soon they realize that things are settling down or things are everywhere. So they came back and resumed the work. So by the time also we are at the 50 to 60% level. And we, this is what's happened with a, very equation level, that when the regulatory say that 30%, we could able to manage with the existing people and permanent employees and all. When the regulatory allowed us for 60, 70, 80% level, then the migrate workmen also returning back. So that's why we are managed the things. Yes, we also face a lot of challenges, because in my 25 years of service, this is also from being a HR side. I have never thought this type of pandemic in all my career. So this is a big learning. So the important was communication, availability, and motivating people all the time.
Now, one related questions again to the limited skill availability. While this time we could manage at Everest Industries, we could manage with the limited skill set available. But is there any kind of long-term learning that we have had in terms of this situation, the limited skill availability situation? Is there any long-term learning that we have had? And what are the kind of solutions that you think, would work in this kind of situation if it comes again?
Yeah, one thing is that pandemic, this type of situations will definitely affect adversely. So preparedness is that has taught us that preparedness can minimize the impact. So multi-skilling could be one of the biggest these things. People knowing two or more skills, particularly operations, can be a great help. So we had this strategy for our operations where we have targeted 10% of our operation population should have a two or more skills. So that has also helped during this scenario. We will continue to see that how the multi-skillings can be strengthened in the organization. Looking forward that how multi-skilling and job rotation are the big tickets because job rotations give a flexibility over a period of time of the multi-skillings in a long run. So I think we have started monitoring the job rotation and multi-skilling. Multi-skilling was there part of the strategy, but with the pandemic and scenario, we are more focusing on the job rotation so that it's not be a slogan, rather it is a reality that people got a opportunity to work in a Mr. X working in a X scenario, working in a Y scenario. For that, employees need to respectively need to be more adaptable and open to change because these are the times it taught us that if I have having a X skill level and that will continue forever, it will never. The behavioral, say like ability, uh, adaptability, mindset to change, mindset to adapt, and time taking to change. These are the key factor for our survival, not for competitions.
So, very nicely put. Two very, very good learnings for the HR community that yes, while we are hiring, a hiring learning, a recruitment learning is that people that we hire, they need to be more screened based on the behavioral aspects of adaptability, flexibility, openness to change, and rightly said, the time taken to change. And
Yeah, time
second,
taking change is very important. I don't. Most of us also understand. Suppose you move from a X method to Y method, you take a lot of time. By that time, that is become absolute. So
correct, yeah.
important that that within the time, if you change fast and take the benefit advantage, then we can move on because the change process is a continuous process. We can say that I have changed, I don't need to change further. So these are the gone days. This will not work out. You have to change all the way every time, and change is always for better. If it is the
Correct.
change is not for better, that is not the change.
True, true, true. And the other learning is that if we want skills to be live on the job, then job rotation and multi-skilling is the new norm
Yeah.
probably of the workplace.
We are also very thankful that our leadership team also play a very important role. We also change ourselves, our style of working. The meeting earlier used to have the need basis. So this pandemic help us realize that our availability is required 24 by 7, but we should meet together once in a on daily basis.
Correct.
So this is a change shifting, with our style of working, our aggressively depending on the automation, the digital side is also, it's a very natural. We never thought that the organization like us, 85-year-old company, so effectively and so fast adaptable to the changes. So it's happened in such a scenario that we, after 7 months, we realized that we are also question in mind: do you again go back to the old fashion of working, or this is the new normal? Sustainable change I could see and foresee myself for time to come.
So probably, despite of this situation being very sad or depressing, or bringing negative vibes, but it has brought a lot of positive outcomes at the workplace. It seems
Yeah, yeah.
something that can go for a longer run.
Particularly the Zoom digital platform has helped us that way. That was, we never thought that this will help so drastically. Even we could avoid all our town hall and all, where 600, 700 people participating at a time. We could able to do appraisal all the time, all of the people in time and dot time and all. So these are a lot of positive things also available on, and the most importantly, the leaders' presence. Earlier, leaders has to travel to address locations, or
Mm.
or don't have a presence. So the leadership presence is drastically improved, drastically visible. A leader's visibility is very high. I think this is a positive change seen.
Now, when you said, that many people, though limited skill set was available on the manufacturing, units, despite of the limited skills, people were ready to take up jobs which were probably not their jobs, right? And as you mentioned, that people had a different level of dedication, not just towards their jobs, but to the output that they were giving as a unit, and not just as an individual. So is it like, the culture, the overall culture that has been running in the organization for quite some time now, or for a long run, that has aided this process, where, when you communicated, when you asked to people to join you, to make certain things happen, they join hands with the organization, because there is some sort of culture that has been encouraged throughout. Is that so?
Yeah, yeah. This is the right point, because once the people are connected with the organizations, so they see that my career and organization's growth and survival. Here the question is survival, because
Mm.
when such pandemic happened, so if I am doing in this scenario good, then I could also see that my capability. It's talk about the organization capability. In wrong time, in a or in a say that in a negative time. So people look forward that this is the time I have to put some extra efforts, and this
Mm.
has happened because of those people who are a bit long timer in the organization, particularly the workers. They are the very long timer in the organizations. So they help the organizations look forward. This is the time we have to, because it is always two side. How do you nurture them? How do you behave them? How do you treat them? So that also, they're also human being. So they say that the organization is so caring about us, and it is also our responsibility in a bad time. I should contribute, and this is what is called as the belongingness.
Correct.
Uh, I am I am deeply connected with the organizations. So this is, you will find for those people who see that a long run, success in the organization. Particularly, I am talking about the permanent nature people are in this category, with related to workmen and officers. By choice, are much more matured. They understand this very well, and particularly young crowd is they look forward a small pat on the back and motivation and all. So that is a much more important to them, and particularly the that's why we could able to manage the 30 to 60%.
So apart from them, you mentioned that young engineers or the campus hired engineers, they have shown a lot of commitment, and they also joined in hands to sail through this crisis. So what has exactly helped them? How has the organization ensured that their commitment is to this extent?
Yeah, very true. So the people we hired through campus, that is a very strong process. We see that the commitment and passion towards work, not exactly the capability. We are very clear that we can build on that capability, but attitude and adaptability and mindset. That is what we built in while we as a selection process we focus on this. So another important, the most important in our selection of this GT and their placement in various organizations. So we give lot of emphasis on the freedom of these young people. So they are directly attached to the operations. They are directly attached to the senior people. They don't work under a junior person because that empowerment will never come if they started. So we see that their vision, their thought process has to be aligned in the organization. They should feel like owner of the company. So get a lot of freedom there to work in the organization. So monetarily, they are not. We can't build on that with a monetary benefit alone. So is that freedom to work? They wanted. They have a lot of ideas. If that ideas they could able to utilize and that giving a result, that is what the satisfaction that yes, look, this is my contributions. So my dream, my contributions, and connecting with the organization, and with the help of this my seniors direct indirect help, I could able to achieve this. These are the biggest drive for them. So probably this drive is always there. So when they work with the different locations, different plants, they have a lot of good uniqueness and connectivity among the batches. Every year we took people, so connecting with among the, so they have a lot of synergy within the group. So when this pandemic came, obviously they were staying in the our hostels or in the locations. So and because of the freedom and the belongingness again, so they built a, they feel that this is the right time to when the organization need their help or not help, organization is in a trouble. So they put forward, they don't look at it, nobody asks them to hours of work or these things. So this is all happened when you are deeply connected and you feel like a owner that yes, I have to do it. If I don't do it, who will do it? Also that help them to build as a personality, a great leader in time to come. So I think that is very much important, and that helps us as an organization. Also, we appreciate that, and we also appreciate them for their all the efforts, recognizing their efforts. That is also equally important.
Correct. So there's a very important learning here, that while hiring the younger generation now, what works better in such situations is looking for behavioral aspects than the actual capability. Because as you rightly said, certain jobs, capability building is done on the job, but certain behavioral aspects, they need to be inbuilt One which you said is adaptability, second is flexibility, and third, which is very, very nice and probably given more importance amongst the younger generation, is letting them work freely on their job. And that encourages their entrepreneurial mindset, that they become the owners of the jobs or the tasks that they perform. So which is such a good learning. So during this crisis, cost optimization has been of prime importance for every organization. Cash flow has been, the priority of every organization. So has it resulted in any job cuts, or any change of compensation strategy, or anything of that sort, where employees might directly or indirectly be affected?
Yeah, see, from the organization point of view, we have not cut anybody's salary. That is the biggest motivation for the employees. Even though there are a lot of challenges, people are not coming to office, people are working from home, all of them. And in the operations, for a very long time, it was not operational for full efficiency level, or it's operating at a very low efficiency level. So even though we protected employee salary uh, during the as of now, we have not cut any salary of any individuals.
If not salary cuts, has there been any job cuts,
Uh,
layoffs?
no, we have effectively utilizing the resources where there is a new requirements. We know that this is a challenging time, so we are utilizing the resources effectively. We are finding a lot of role change within the organizations with respect to the operation sides. Suppose somebody is doing an X job, we are aligning with the change environment, not cutting the job.
Okay. So you mean to say we've tried to utilize all the employees who have been available,
Yeah,
they have compensated in terms of the roles of other employees who were not available on the job.
yeah,
In the entire organization, how many employees will work from home? Because manufacturing setup, or the people who are in the logistics or marketing background, probably uh, I'm not sure whether they apply to the work from home protocol. So how many employees will work from home, and what are the pros and cons according to you of work from home?
yeah. Marketing people who are in the market, we realize that not only they are work from home, they are work from anywhere and everywhere. So they are, slowly last a couple of years, we are seeing that look, you need to come as and when to office. You don't need to come to office for a meeting, for a discussion. They used to come, and with the work from home, with strong digital applications, I don't see, like we are talking. Do we feel that we need to uh, meet each other? And this way of meeting is helping us and fulfilling the purpose. So same was with the work from home. When we started, we realized that we are in time, because everybody has to be time, and you are visible. When you are seeing, we are seeing the 10 other people in the same dash in the screen. And you when you review, you share your screens, that what all the review mechanism more visible, transferable. When I see that I have to share, then I have to be much more prepared. I'm more visible. In normal circumstance, it is not there. So there are a lot of advantages of. And in I'll tell you another benefit. When you are seeing in a video conferencing, I can see you, I can see all my 10 other colleagues simultaneously.
Yeah.
But in normal circumstances, this is not possible. So only thing is that we need to align the change methods. Coming back to your questions, that how many people, to give a some understanding, that around 250 odd people who are in head office, and I'm not counting another 200 or 250 odd sales and marketing people who are on the run. So they are anyway there, but these are the 250, and most of them are around. There are quite good number with related to design. We ask them to operate from do the design, be at uh, um, pre-work or the post-work designing. So everything was possible through working from home. Detailing part is done, and for the quotation and all the initial level of design, everything is possible with the work from home scenario. Be it HR, finance, IT, materials, logistics, um, even the those who are in a supervisor and leadership role, monitoring, be it from marketing or manufacturing, they used to monitor their discussing with the team with all pan India location. This is very much comfortable while working in the work from home. Certainly, the pandemic situation is on. We will take a call once we come up to that level. Obviously, I personally feel that there will be a lot of changes with respect to this. That in our talent acquisition mechanism, we will find a lot of position. Will say that this position is work from home or work from office. That is one. Second is that I will see that a lot of roles will specialized roles which will be multiple unit roles or multiple organization roles. So like generally in traditional companies, traditional manufacturing or projects company is to work for one person working for one company. So we will closely see that in couple of years time or now also a lot of roles will come that it's a more on consulting role. So you and focus and emphasis on that if what you deliver, what is expected from you, what is the deliverable rather than your time and presence is going to be immaterial.
So then, what I am trying to gauge from this is many roles which might turn into rather a consulting role than permanent jobs or having permanent hires. We might go for consultants, we might go for freelancers, we might go for contractual professionals. Do you
Yeah.
emphasize?
Here I am emphasizing the white collar employees.
Okay.
So what is important is particularly the white collar, there will be a lot of changes will be coming in next 3 to 5 years time. This is how I could foresee, and our HR policy, HR talent acquisition, talent development, all portfolio need to be aligned. Compensation and management has to be aligned with how to compensate these people. Method of compensation will change. So a lot of change we could see that, and consulting, HR consulting role will also will have impact because of the nature of people, nature of employees. Portfolio is going to have impact.
Coming back to work from home, as I asked, what do you see as the pros and cons? While you have a lot many advantages listed as, the pros of work from home, how do you see performance getting affected as a due to work from home that has recently started?
I have a close understanding on this particular subject. I don't go by the hierarchy. I go with a relation with age group, work from home versus age group. So the age group is my understanding is that those who are free birds, particularly you can say that young minimals, maybe bachelors in most of the cases, don't find impact there. They will be these are the people who spend their nights. You will find they work at 2 p.m., 2 a.m., 1 a.m. The time is not important. So whenever that hang on and connect and do their job. So this is their style of this thing. So it will obviously, as long as the organization point of view, the work is done, so it will not going to impact it. Nobody say that he will do it at the midnight or midday. So that will not going to impact. The challengings are those who are the young couple, particularly who are having small child and are likely to be impacted. When you have to face a different challenge, office challenges plus home challenges. When you are out of home, so there is no barrier. But when you are in your house and you have to cope up with both the scenario and perform, so we find some of the cases there is a lapses. So I think that is a big challenge for this category of people particularly. And the mid-age are um, are more matured, and more senior people are more matured because they have a grown-up childrens, so we don't find any disturbance, or most of the times they don't have children together because working for or studying from this thing. So the biggest challenge is between 30 to 35 or 28 to 35 groups. Big challenges.
All right. So that is a very clear observation and very nice observation that even in work from home, which age group you think is going to get affected more in terms of performance. And yes, I agree to some extent. I'm able to make that picture in my mind when you say that the young couple or the middle-aged group, where they have small kids around and they have other kind of expectations at home. They might have more distractions while working from home and might have
Exactly.
impact on their performance. But when it comes to bachelors who do not, they are rather assignment focused and not time focused. As you said, they can work at they can find time at 1 a.m. in the night or 2 a.m. in the night, and they can get their assignments done rather than working 9 to 5 kind of job. So that's a very wonderful observation. What is it that you see, what is a long term learning from this situation for all HR professionals?
If you see, look at it, the total COVID, HR is the front runner. People, leadership team down the line, and every corner look forward you as who are the uh, protections. You say protection or help or giving directions. So one thing is that the HR can play very forecasty, anticipating all how to use their past experience and prepared for the future. That is important. So one is that forecast. Second is that quickly, you don't have time, you have to quickly respond, quick response. How, because this is only happened, you have well prepared, you have a team, you have a alignment, because a team at the center can't do anything, but the cohesive teams, like in groups, in presence at the locations, and their relations with the core team to regional team to operational teams. So that's talk about that well prepared organization and matured organization. So HR need to be prepared as a matured organizations, and here also the communication play very important role. How do you communicate? And many of the times HR need to understand the expectations in this scenario. How the people at the front end are expecting, how, what is their need and expectations, so that need to be quickly captured. So there is a no time to reaction. So once you are well prepared, it's like a disaster management.
Mm.
How do you prepare yourself, and how do you inbuild your ecosystem so that they can withstand this immediate requirements. So you can have a preparedness for quick action team. Preparedness that if such thing happened like MDF, that you have a team and identify in the organization these are the people, their role and how they respond. So and also training, give them aware that this situation may comes. It's not environment, it's maybe something different. So we should ready, get ready or prepared all the time. That is the one key takers. And mm, and create a belongingness in the organizations. It helps whatever the situation comes. When something in life you have a disasters, then first important thing is that we are one. Then once we are one, be it a central team or zonal team or local team, you are one. Then fighting with all the odds become easy, and you will not face that I am alone, I am helpless. So you'll feel that yes, I can do it. So that spirit we have to build in the organization. So that required a lot of engagement, a lot of activities and belongingness, creating belongingness in the organizations.
Wonderful. This is so well put that, yes, it is the HR's responsibility to create that culture within the organization and within the employees, that feeling of belongingness to the organization. They need to keep this thing alive throughout the organization in whatever situation that comes in. And so nicely put that they need to be future prepared and be ready to accept as well as react to the change that is coming in. And it's not just them who have to react, but they need to ensure that even the employees within the organization are future prepared and they are ready to accept, adapt, as well as take necessary actions on the change that is required. I need to definitely mention is thank you. Thank you so much for getting one to one with HR Catalog and sharing your valuable insights on this situation and the role of HR, how it looks now and how it looks for the future. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm sure that the HR professionals viewing this episode of Back to Work series will have a lot to take back.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Richa. Thank you. Thank you for this meeting. Thank you.